Hello, my friend, and welcome to Learn English Fluency Flow. This is the podcast for learners who want to stop studying English and start living in English. If you want to speak with more confidence, more flow, and more joy, you are exactly where you need to be. I'm your host, Jeff. I am so deeply happy and grateful that you're here with me today. Whether you are driving your car through morning traffic, cooking dinner for your family, walking your dog in the park, or just sitting on your sofa with a warm cup of coffee, thank you. Thank you for inviting me into your day. Your time is precious, and I am honored to share this space with you. I promise you right now, from the very beginning, I will always speak slowly, clearly, and naturally, so you can follow along with me easily. You can relax your shoulders. Drop the tension in your neck. You do not need a notebook right now. You do not need a heavy dictionary. You do not need to memorize a list of verbs. Just open your ears, open your mind, and let the language flow. In today's episode, we are going to dive incredibly deep into something very simple, but universally powerful. We're going to talk about how to practice English every single day. And I mean really practice it. Not just sitting at a desk, staring at a grammar book until your eyes hurt and you fall asleep. I mean using English in a way that makes you feel alive, capable, and confident. Now, I know exactly what you might be thinking. You might be listening to this and saying, "Luis, that sounds great. But my life is just too busy. I work full-time. I have a family to take care of. I feel shy when I speak. And besides, I don't live in an English-speaking country. How can I possibly practice every day?" Let me stop you right there. Before we get into the methods, we need to fix the mindset. I want to tell you a story about a student of mine named Leo. Leo had a massive dream. He firmly believed that the only possible way to become fluent in English was to pack up his life and move to London. He saved his money for 3 long years. He worked overtime. Finally, he packed his bags, said goodbye to his family, and moved to the UK. He was so excited. He imagined himself chatting in British pubs, drinking tea with locals, and speaking perfect English within months. But when he got there, the reality was very different. He felt terrified. The city was huge and intimidating. When he went to the supermarket, people spoke so fast he couldn't understand a single word. He was so incredibly scared of making mistakes and sounding foolish that he slowly stopped trying. He only made friends with people from his home country because it felt safe. He got a job working in a kitchen where everyone spoke his native language. He would go to work, speak his native language, go home to his small, rainy apartment, and watch YouTube videos in his native language. After 1 entire year of living in the center of London, Leo's English had barely improved at all. He was surrounded by English, but he wasn't letting it in. On the other hand, I have another student named Elena. Elena lives in a very small, quiet town in Brazil. She works long hours at a local clinic. She has a husband and 2 young children. She has never once traveled to the United States or the UK. She doesn't have the money for expensive private tutors. But if you close your eyes and hear Elena speak English today, you would swear she lived in New York City for 10 years. Her pronunciation is clear, her vocabulary is rich, and she speaks without pausing to translate. How did she do it? What is her secret? She didn't move her physical body to an English-speaking country. She moved her mind to an English-speaking country. She created an English bubble in her own house in Brazil. Her house is covered in sticky notes with English words. She listens to English radio while she cooks beans and rice for her kids. She talks to herself in English while she drives to the clinic. She surrounded herself with the language internally rather than waiting for the external world to do it for her. You see, my friend, you do not need to live in London. You do not need a native speaker sitting next to you on the bus holding your hand. You definitely do not need to study for 3 exhausting hours every night. What you actually need are small, smart, strategic steps. You need steps that are easy to repeat. Steps that fit seamlessly into your busy, chaotic, beautiful daily life. Steps that help you feel more comfortable and natural. So, are you ready to learn these steps? Let's take a deep breath together to clear our minds. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Let's begin. The science and power of shadowing. Let's start our journey today with a very simple question. What is shadowing? Maybe you've heard this word before scrolling on YouTube or from a language teacher. Maybe this is your very first time hearing it. Let me tell you clearly, shadowing is, without a doubt, one of the best, most effective techniques in the world to improve your speaking and your listening at the exact same time. It is the secret weapon of polyglots, people who speak 5, 6, or 7 languages. But why does it work? I want us to take a deep dive into the science and the psychology for a moment. Because when you understand why you are doing something, you are much more likely to keep doing it. When we try to speak a new language, our brain usually goes through a very complex, very tiring process. Imagine your brain as an office building. Someone asks you a question in English. Step 1. Your ears hear the words. Step 2. The message goes to the translation department in your brain to turn the English into your native language. Step 3. You figure out the meaning. Step 4. You think of a reply in your native language. Step 5. You send that reply back to the translation department to turn it into English. Step 6. You send it to the grammar checking department to make sure you used the correct past tense. Step 7. Finally, you send the signal to your mouth to open and speak. My friend, that is exhausting. No wonder you feel physically tired when you speak English. No wonder you hesitate. No wonder you say, and ah. Your brain is doing the work of 5 people in 1 split second. Shadowing skips all of that. It bypasses the slow translation department completely. Shadowing builds what we call muscle memory. Think about a professional piano player. When they are playing a beautiful, fast piece of music, do you think they are looking at their hands and thinking, okay, now I must move my index finger to the white key and then my pinky finger to the black key? No. If they thought about it, they would make mistakes. Their hands just know what to do because they have repeated the physical motion thousands of times. The muscle remembers. A fluent English speaker doesn't think about every single tongue movement or grammar rule. Shadowing trains your mouth, your lips, your teeth, your jaw, and your vocal cords to make English sounds automatically. It physically trains the muscles of your face. Here is exactly how it works. You listen to someone speaking English like me right now, and you try to repeat exactly what they say almost at the exact same time. You become my shadow. You stick to my voice. You don't stop the audio. You don't pause to translate in your mind. You don't worry about understanding every single word perfectly. You just copy the sound, like an echo bouncing off a mountain wall. You try to say the words at the same speed, with the same emotion, the same tone, and the same rhythm. Interactive exercise. 1. Let's shadow together. I don't want to just talk to you about shadowing. I want us to do it together right now wherever you are. This is an interactive podcast and you are going to use your voice. I am going to say a short sentence. After I say it, there will be a pause of a few seconds. I want you to repeat it out loud. Yes, out loud. Don't just do it in your head. If you are sitting on a crowded train right now, you can just whisper very quietly. But you must move your mouth. Try to match my voice, my pitch, and my melody perfectly. Ready? Clear your throat. Let's go. Host, I want to speak English fluently. Pause for 3 seconds. Host, I listen to English every single day. Pause for 3 seconds. Host, shadowing helps my brain learn faster. Pause for 3 seconds. Host, I do not need to be perfect. Pause for 3 seconds. Host, I just need to keep trying. Pause for 3 seconds. Host, my English is getting better. Pause for 3 seconds. Fantastic job. Really, give yourself a smile right now. That is exactly what shadowing is. Now, let's be honest. At first, doing this feels a little strange. Your tongue might feel thick, heavy, or clumsy. You might stumble over the words. You may not understand the definition of every single word you are repeating. Let me tell you a secret that will set you free. That is totally okay. Shadowing is not a vocabulary test. Shadowing is a physical workout for your mouth. It helps you get used to how English moves, how it bounces, how it stretches, how it feels in your throat. If you do this often, even just 5 minutes a day while you are taking a warm shower, or making your morning tea or waiting for the bus, you will start to speak faster, more clearly, and much more naturally. It is a tiny, small habit that delivers massive, life-changing results over time. The 5 daily habits for real fluency. Now that we understand shadowing, let's talk about the big question of today's episode. How can you practice English every day without feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or burned out? Many wonderful, dedicated students send me messages on Instagram or by email saying, "Louis, I really truly want to learn. But I work 10 hours a day at the office. I have kids to feed and bathe. I have a house to clean. I am always so tired. When I finally try to speak, my heart beats fast. My palms get sweaty and I feel nervous. I have no free time. I don't know where to start." My answer is always the same. It is a message of relief. You do not need 3 extra hours in your day. You do not need to pause your life to learn English. You do not need perfect grammar. You just need to weave English directly into the life you already have. You need to attach English to the things you are already doing. Let me give you 5 simple, incredibly powerful ways to practice English every single day in your real life, no matter how busy you are. Tip number 1. Listen to English every day, the magic of comprehensible input. This is the foundation of the house. This is the absolute most important step. If you want to output better, meaning if you want to speak and write better, you must input more. You must listen and read. Every day, not just on Sundays when you have free time, not just for an hour in a traditional classroom, every single day. Why does daily listening work so well? Let's look at the science again. Linguists and language experts call this concept comprehensible input. The theory developed by an expert named Stephen Krashen means that we acquire language in only one way: when we understand messages. When you listen to English that you can generally understand, even if you miss a few words, your brain is an amazing machine. It naturally absorbs the grammar structures and the vocabulary without you even consciously trying. When you listen daily, you learn how real human beings actually communicate, not just how robotic characters in a textbook talk. You hear the natural rhythm, how words blend and connect together. For example, a formal textbook says, "What are you going to do?" But when you listen to native speakers in real life, you hear, "What you gonna do?" A textbook says, "I have got to go." A real person says, "I gotta go." Your ears desperately need to learn those unnatural sounds. Let me tell you a relatable short story about a guy named David. David is a delivery driver in Chicago. He works hard, spending 8 to 10 hours a day sitting in his delivery truck, driving through heavy traffic. He used to listen to the local radio station in his native language all day long. He complained that he had absolutely zero time to study English. One day we had a chat and he decided to turn his delivery truck into a mobile English university. He didn't buy books. He just changed the audio. He started listening to English podcasts for learners. He listened to English audiobooks. He didn't sit with a dictionary writing down words. He just drove his truck, looked at the road, and let the English flow into his ears hour after hour. After 6 months of this, he called me. He was so excited. He said, "Louis, you won't believe it. I was talking to a customer at a delivery stop the other day, and we were joking around. Suddenly, a complete, perfect English sentence just jumped out of my mouth. I didn't plan it. I didn't translate it. It just appeared." That, my friends, is the magical power of daily, massive listening. Your brain stores the patterns, and when you need them, they are there. How you can do it right now. You can listen to podcasts exactly like this one, English Unleashed. You can listen to English music, pop, rock, jazz, or country. Pay attention to the lyrics. Watch YouTube videos about your specific hobbies. This is crucial. Do not watch boring grammar videos if you hate grammar. If you love cooking Italian food, watch Italian cooking tutorials in English. If you love fixing cars, watch mechanics on YouTube speaking English. If you love makeup, watch beauty vloggers. You do not need to understand 100%. Please, I beg you, let go of the stressful need to understand every single word. Just let the sounds wash over you like water in a shower. Even if you only catch 30% or 50% of the meaning, your brain is still mapping the sounds. It is still working. Listen while you walk the dog in the evening. Listen while you sweep the kitchen floor. Listen while you fold the laundry. Listen while you are sitting on the crowded subway. Make English the background music of your life. Just 15 to 20 focused minutes a day of listening will completely rewire your brain over a year. Tip number 2. Shadow what you hear. Take action with emotion. We already practiced the basics of shadowing, but it needs to be an official step in your daily routine. Now that you are listening to all this great English input, the next step is to activate it. You must use your voice. Listening makes your brain strong, but speaking makes your confidence strong. After you listen to a short piece of audio, hit the pause button and repeat it. But I want to take you to the next level of shadowing. Interactive exercise. 2. Shadowing true emotion. This time, let's practice shadowing not just the flat words, but the deep emotion behind them. English is an incredibly melodic language. It goes up and down like a roller coaster. We stretch words when we are happy. We cut words short when we are angry. We express our feelings with the music and rhythm of our voice. If you speak English with a flat, robotic tone, people might think you are bored or angry, even if your grammar is perfect. I am going to say a sentence in 3 completely different ways. I want you to copy my exact tone, my pitch, and my emotion. Be an actor. Have fun with this. Scenario 1. Let's do it with extreme excitement like you just won the lottery. Host, I can't believe we actually won. Pause for 3 seconds. Scenario 2. Now, let's do the exact same sentence, but sounding very disappointed and sad. Let your shoulders drop. Host, I can't believe we actually won. Pause for 3 seconds. Scenario 3. Now, let's do it with anger and frustration. Host, I cannot believe we actually won. Pause for 3 seconds. Let's do another set. Scenario 1. Say this like you are telling a wonderful secret to your best friend. Whisper it. Host, you are not going to believe what happened today. Pause for 3 seconds. Scenario 2. Say this like you are exhausted after a 12-hour workday. Sigh heavily. Host, I am just so tired I need to sleep for a week. Pause for 3 seconds. Great job. Do you physically feel how your throat and chest change when the emotion changes? When you shadow emotions, you learn the true hidden music of English. Do this daily. Find a 1-minute video on Instagram or YouTube and repeat the exact same sentences again and again until your mouth glides over the words smoothly. Remember my golden rule for this podcast. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to be practiced. Tip number 3. Think in English. One thought at a time. This tip is an absolute game changer. If you want a massive breakthrough in your fluency, the kind of breakthrough where words just flow without pausing, you must start thinking in English. I know at first this sounds impossible and intimidating. You naturally want to think deeply in your native language, formulate a brilliant thought, and then translate it into English. But as we discussed earlier, translation is like a terrible traffic jam in your brain. It causes massive delays. It makes you stutter. It makes you sweat. It makes you say, a lot, while the other person waits for you to finish your sentence. So, how do we break this stubborn translation habit? We start incredibly, laughably small. Let me share another real-life story. My student Kenji from Tokyo struggled very badly with translation. Kenji is a very smart man, an engineer. He was trying to translate complex, professional, philosophical thoughts directly from Japanese to English in his head. I told him, Kenji, stop. You are trying to run a 26-mile marathon before you have learned how to tie your running shoes. I gave him a very strange homework assignment. I told him to narrate his morning routine like a sports announcer, using the simplest English possible. The next morning, he started doing it. He would wake up and think in his head, I walk to the kitchen. I take the blue cup. The coffee smells very good. I pour the white milk. The cup is hot. It sounds like a 5-year-old child speaking, right? But that is exactly the point. You have to build the foundational superhighway in your brain between a physical concept and the English word, with absolutely no native language allowed in the middle. How you can do it starting today. When you wake up tomorrow morning, open your eyes, look at the ceiling, and force your first thought to be English. It's morning. I'm sleepy. I need to get up. My bed is warm. When you walk outside your front door, look around and label the world in your mind. The sky is cloudy. That car is moving fast. The wind feels cold. I see a large dog. During your busy workday, have small 10-second mental check-ins. I am typing an email to my boss. My back hurts. I am feeling hungry. I want to eat a chicken sandwich for lunch. Interactive exercise. 3. The object game. Let's put this into practice right now. I want you to pause whatever you are doing for just a moment, wherever you are sitting, standing, or walking. I want you to look around your environment. I am going to give you 10 seconds of pure silence on this audio. In your mind, without speaking, I want you to spot 5 objects you can see around you and name them in English. Do not think of the word in your native language first. Look directly at the object and attach the English word to it. Ready? Look around. Go. 10 seconds of silence. How did you do? Did you find a window, a computer screen, a green tree, a leather shoe, a coffee mug? These small, tiny, simple thoughts are the building blocks of fluency. They help your brain connect directly to English. Later, when you're alone in your house, try to say these thoughts out loud. Whisper to yourself while you do the dishes. It is like having a daily, secret, private conversation with yourself in a new language. Tip number 4. Read aloud, the ultimate speaking gym. Reading silently is wonderful. It is great for improving your reading comprehension and building a massive vocabulary. But reading silently does nothing for your speaking skills. Reading aloud, however, is the ultimate physical gym for your speaking muscles. Let's look at the biology of speaking. When you speak your native language, you use a very specific set of muscles in your face, your tongue, your lips, and your throat. You have been training these exact muscles since you were a baby. English requires a completely different set of muscles. It requires different tongue positions, like the TH sound where your tongue must go between your teeth. It requires different breath control and lip rounding. If you do not physically train and stretch these muscles, your mouth will literally stumble and trip when you try to speak English quickly. Your brain might know the word, but your mouth cannot produce it fast enough. How you can do it effectively. Choose a short, simple text. Please, I beg you, do not choose a complicated academic news article about global economics or molecular biology. You will get frustrated by the difficult vocabulary. Choose a children's book, a graded reader story, an article about sports, or even just the transcript of this exact podcast episode. Read one single paragraph slowly. Make sure you pronounce the ends of the words clearly. Many learners drop the ed or s at the end of words. Then, read the exact same paragraph a second time, but a little bit faster. Let the words flow together. Then read it a third time. But this time, imagine you are a famous Hollywood actor giving the performance of a lifetime. Put intense drama into it. Read it with passion. Use your hands. Stand up while you read. When you exaggerate your pronunciation in the privacy of your own room, it makes normal, everyday speaking feel incredibly easy. It stretches your mouth. It builds massive confidence. Just 10 focused minutes of reading aloud a day will completely transform your pronunciation and clear up your accent over a few months.